instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place. Events that may reflect the area's tragic past. Whatever they are, whatever you call them, ghosts, spirits, shades, specters, apparitions, there is not a corner of the world they do not inhabit.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Other Dangers Podcast, where we talk all things paranormal. I'm Ken James, and this is Jason McKittrick.
Hey, folks.
And if it can haunt, howl, or dwell in the dark, we want to talk about it. So here we are, knee-deep in the Christmas spirit. We have a nice little wintry mix for you tonight. Jay, what are we getting into this evening?
Well, Ken, tonight's going to be more of a Santa's grab bag of paranormal goodies. We're really close to Christmas, and we figured, we're two big kids. Why don't we have a proper little Christmas episode, right?
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun, but before we start banging around Santa's sack, we got this week's jump scare.
Okay, so this edition's jump scare comes to us from Amanda from Parts Unknown. So I guess since it's the Christmas episode, we'll say Amanda from the North Pole.
That works for me.
Yeah, I'm good with it. So Amanda says, one night when I was maybe 10 or 12, I had trouble falling asleep. My bedroom was the entire top floor of our house, and with my bed and such being on the left side, and storage closets and a play area being on the right. I was lying in bed when I heard a noise from the other side of the room, and I see a rocking horse begin to rock. It was just sitting just outside one of the storage closet doors. It proceeded to rock its way across the room and stopped dead under the ceiling light. At this point, I was freaking out and just buried my head under my blankets and never peeked out again until morning. It was all confirmed to not be a dream, as the rocking horse was still in the middle of the room when I woke up. Furthermore, I got a stern reprimand from my parents for being up out of bed playing with my toys well past bedtime. Their bedroom was directly below the storage closet/play area, and had heard the creaking and rocking horse shuffling across the room.
I like that.
Yeah, I figured, a kid and their toys, perfect for Christmas.
Kid and their toys. I love that kind of and it was like a wooden rocking chair, I'm assuming.
Just a wooden rocking horse, and she's laying in bed and looks over and just sees it start to move. And then all of a sudden, moves over and then just continues to rock. And, as you do when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Head under the blankets.
And the parents are pissed as shit.
Yeah.
You're up late rocking on that fucking horse.
Well, yeah, but they kind of sound like those classic horror movie parents where it's like, Mom, this monster is trying to eat me, while I'm trying to go to sleep. And they're like, shut up, you idiot.
Chew your food, you're an animal.
Exactly.
No one likes you.
What is it about the horror movie parents? They never believe the kids, ever.
Well,
Mom, I'm in danger. I need help. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think it's because most like the horror movie genre really took off in the 80s.
Right.
And parenting in the 80s was pretty much just chain smoking while driving the kids around,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No seatbelts,
Yeah, I'll go with that. Shout out to my mom, who didn't smoke or drive a station wagon.
But she did tell you to shut the hell up, huh?
More than a few times.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, we're going, it's Christmas. We're all trying to recover from a motherfucker of a year. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to go, nice and easy with this episode.
Yeah, nice and easy. Just a nice little convo. Haven't seen Jay in a while. Jay hasn't seen me. So, we're in the spirit. We're
basking in the glow of his Christmas tree.
So one thing that we were talking about before this was mythical Christmas beings.
Right.
And I mean, there are a lot to pull from, but some of them in the research, it's Christmas cat.
Well, there is the Christmas cat, but I mean, if we're going to talk, Christmas monsters, I mean, who's the most popular of them all? Rudolph. No.
Maybe
Bill
Cosby?
What does it have to do with Christmas?
I've seen a picture of him.
Is it the sweaters?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Well, obviously we're talking about Krampus, however you go.
And I love when you just type in Christmas monsters on Google, like the images you immediately get.
Yeah, and then Amazon pops up.
Yeah.
Rent Krampus for $2.99. It's like, you assholes. But no, I mean, talk about Krampus, man. I mean, it's what in the last, let's say, not even 5 years. He's become like he's just. It's time for Christmas, and it's just like, well, let's just continue Halloween and just have Krampus out here, just knocking down doors and just fucking murdering children.
And I'll tell you what, like if I didn't like just the holiday of Christmas so much, and like the idea of Santa, because as a kid you're like, well, you love it, but I wouldn't be opposed to like from September up into the new year, it's just monsters and ghosts and goblins. That give you presents.
I mean, it is that now, isn't it? Right? Like that's how it is now, right?
Yeah, kind of. But I meant traditionally, like we should in the United States, because like other countries they do this. They parades and
they still do it. And the funny thing is like these are all obviously where do these come from? These are all cautionary tales to keep kids in line.
Yeah.
So how horrible were children in Germany?
Good question. Yeah, they're just like 9.
I mean, hey, if you misbehave here, it's like, oh, you got some coal in your stocking. Over in Germany, it's like you misbehave, you're gonna get eaten by a demon.
You're gonna put you in a sack.
Yep, beat the shit out of you with birch branches, and then take you to hell and eat you.
Yeah, well, and that's. You know what though? Maybe the kids weren't that bad. It was just that like the parents were like, if you fuck around, like they didn't want them, to be that bad. They were putting the fear of God of them like right away.
Okay, so it was like way over the top. Like okay, like the punishment didn't even like fit the crime.
Like
it's
if
just
you get out of line the littlest bit,
right?
You
leave
dragged to hell.
You don't fold your clothes, you're gonna die.
Yeah. By being eaten by a horned beast,
a horned beast with a fucking 4-foot tongue.
And that's the part that scared the kids the most.
Yeah, they're like, what's he gonna do with that?
And the father's like, I don't know. I never found out.
We don't talk about it here in Germany.
I'm sure it's bad. I'm sure it's very bad.
Sorry, Germany.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how they talk. They talk about like two German or American assholes doing bad German accents. That's how they talk over there.
Is that the new description for this podcast?
Bad German accent. Two assholes doing bad German accent podcast.
I'll go with it. I mean, he, over in Germany, Krampus has his holiday of December 5th. Krampusnacht.
That's a band name. That's a band name.
I actually think it is already.
Probably. Yeah.
That sounded a little Arnold-ish when I did that.
Yeah. Don't do it.
We're not good. Sorry, we're going to stop that right here, folks. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, seriously, in the last 5 years, this new creature that has now a big part of American Christmas, because that's what we do. We take the best parts of other people's cultures,
jam it in there, man.
Just jam it in there. It's like, oh, you guys got that? Ours now.
Yeah. And what'd you say? What? Yeah. Sorry. Ours.
But no, it's very interesting, and I actually I can't believe we didn't pull it sooner, because it's such a thing that like you look at that, it's like, of course we like that. Of course that's become a part of our tradition.
Yep.
So bring it on. And I even like that movie, even though the movie doesn't really have much to do with the traditional Krampus.
Yeah. No. I mean that movie kicks ass. The beast, the monsters, everything in it.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to friend of the show, Ryan. This was last year or the year before. You can correct me later, Ryan. He actually went over to Austria and participated in one of the Krampus festivals. And he said it was pretty damn amazing. Where they have like the big fur suits and like the masks that are carved out of like alpine wood.
Yeah,
it's like
some of them like go in like full on like Hollywood style makeup, where it's like they're wearing like almost like those like reverse stilts that have like their legs looking like.
Yeah, those are more some of the newer ones. But he went just like wherever he went was almost like a little bit more off the beaten path, and like they were wearing like legit, like it was made from like yak fur and like carved wooden masks. It was like borderline awesome. Like pagan ritual.
That's
I
cool.
was like, all right, this is some serious shit. Like people, I think he was telling me like the town, like they locked up like a bunch of the businesses, like locked up because like, all right, we don't have anything to do with it.
Don't have these assholes stumbling in.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh man,
Walking down the street, just whipping people randomly with the branches. I think we could benefit from some of that here.
You know what? I agree with you. And Ryan totally loved that. You know, like that's totally something Ryan did.
Yeah, no, he's got pictures. Shout out to Ryan. Maybe he can give us some pictures. We could
That'd be
post
cool.
on the Facebook
I'm
page.
down with that.
I know he had a great time, and I was very jealous.
Yeah, well, you know what? And I'm sure they're all wasted and taking like all kinds of like, you know, homemade hallucinogens.
Homemade hallucinogens. All right. So the costumes and the drugs are homemade.
Yeah. And what else? You know what I mean?
All right.
It's like a rustic pagan kind of ritual.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that we're not, getting any of the details incorrect.
Yeah, you're not going to like Farmore and getting like a plastic mask with like a trash bag for the rest of the costume. They're like, this is...
No, you cut this out yourself under the sweat of the summer season, carving your Krampus mask.
Yeah, you're there with like a fucking hammer and like a screwdriver, just fucking chiseling this thing away, painting it with the blood of your children.
Wow. Or no, painting it with the blood of last year's children.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't specify the time.
That's true.
But
I mean, we got a little pull quote, about Krampus. He rips out girls' pigtails and beats children with birch branches. I mean, I love it. It's,
Krampus fucks, bro.
He sure does. And I like that we can just interchange however we're going to say it.
Yeah, Krampus, Krampus, Krampus.
Krampus.
It's a Krampus.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. I think he's, we got to bring some Krampus runs here to the United States because,
please.
I mean, here's what we should do. We should have like the Santa comes on the fire truck, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's happened in your town, folks. Santa comes on the fire truck, and then right after, your fucking town just gets pillaged by an army of Krampus.
Like, as soon as the last light is gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, everyone's getting their kids inside, and like, as soon as the sliver of light, boom. Just a fucking parade, a flood of Krampuses.
Yeah.
Just marching down your fucking block.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker was in the most recent episode of The Mandalorian. Hey, spoilers. Fuck you guys. Hey, this is going to drop like 36 hours after that showed. So, if you're listening to this if you're listening to this before you watch Mando, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. First of all. Second of all, we know this is a ghost and horror podcast. Luke Skywalker was in Mando, so shut up.
It's the only thing getting me through the rest of this year. Anyway.
Yeah, back to Krampus. No, but one of the things that I was saying earlier, what was that? I was like, what is that one cannibal fucking like Iceland one? And it's actually Grillia.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, the picture I'm staring at right now, if you might want to Google this.
Okay.
It's this thrice-married Icelandic giantess lives in a mountain cave near the Dimmbora lava fields with her third husband and has extra sensory powers that allow her to detect misbehaving children in nearby towns. Here we go. She kidnaps the brats and then cooks them into delicious stew. It's her favorite food, always high in supply. She's also the owner of a Jokalaturn, the hellacious Yule cat, and mother to the mischievous Yule lads, described below.
Yeah. Now, can you just hit me again? What country is this from?
This is from Iceland.
Okay. Wow. Why do they hate their children in these countries?
Yeah, this one's fucked. And if you type in Gryla, this is probably the first picture that you're gonna get. Holy shit!
I mean, I get it. You want the kids to behave, but you don't also, the fucking PTSD from the holidays.
And what's with the 3 marriages? Like, why is that inserted?
I want to know.
Shoehorn?
Well, I want to know who the 3 marriages were. Who was the first guy to be like
Santa Claus?
Yeah, you think old Saint Nick was like?
He was like, not Miss Claus.
Yeah, she was like, nah, she parties way too fucking hard. I want cookies and milk, not this shit.
Yeah. He's like, maybe once or twice a week, hon, but I have to do Christmas once a year.
Yeah, she's out back skinning a cat. It's like, what are we doing here?
All the elves are like, He's like, Rudolph doesn't even come out of the fucking stable anymore. Fucking riding him naked in the night.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah. Wow. Yes, that exists.
Yes,
that's
it's
all
real.
I got.
Yeah. Real thing.
Coming down the list, we also have Frau Perkta. I think that's.
I love the name already.
I mean, along the same lines, pre-Christian traditions, Perkta was an alpine goddess whose particular celebration day coincided with the 12th night. After pre-Christian religions were replaced, she instead became a demonic witch who stalked villages, punishing anyone who dared to displease her.
Fuck yes.
All right, so sometimes she appeared as a mischievous, disheveled old woman. Alternatively, her appearance could depend on how you perceived her and whether you had pleased her.
Oh.
Yeah, that's some shapeshiftery kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
Shout out to some skinwalkers.
Yeah, unless you're boning good, like it should end up being like...
I mean, hey, it says it right there in that first paragraph. You dare to displease her.
Yeah.
If you were faithful, obedient, and observed her rituals, Perkta would appear to you as a woman of divine beauty. If you angered her, she would appear as a demonic horned monster with a ferocious bloodlust.
Oh, so this is like a beast made by women to dissuade fuckboys. That's what this is. This
Dude,
is like...
we need bring this one back.
Yeah.
Like
I'm into
actively.
it. Yeah.
I mean, like get someone, hire her. It's like you're the new Frau Perkta. This is your job description. Just start. Start.
So like, first of all, can you appear differently to people?
Right.
And if she's like, yeah, it's like, you're hired.
Yeah, or they're like, it's like, can you do anything? She's like, no, but I have animal skins and a rusty knife. They're like, you're hired.
Yeah, got it. You get the job.
So Perkta would let you be as long as you followed her rituals on Perkta's night, such as eating a traditional meal and special cakes baked in her honor.
What's in them special cakes?
I don't know. Should you fail to do that, she could sneak into your room whilst you slept, slit your belly open, and replace your innards with pebbles and straw.
Pebbles and straw.
The following day, whoever discovered your corpse would assume you had simply died in your sleep. That's how they roll in...
Where is this here?
Where is this? Germany and Austria. Come on now.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on now.
This is... They're not fucking around, because not only do they have Krampus, Frau Perkta makes... Krampus kind of sound like a bitch.
Kind of makes the last one, what's it, fucking Grillia?
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
I've never heard the
Grillia makes her
pronunciation.
sound like a fucking bitch.
Yeah, so Frau Perkta, she's like...
Boss bitch.
Honestly, I think, Santa might be afraid of her.
Yeah, Santa never married her. He wouldn't. He wouldn't have the balls.
I think we should try to write this mythology, bring it all in, make a cinematic universe.
And for sidekicks, I got a little sidekick action right here.
What do you got, pal?
Well, this is the continuation of Grillia. It's her Yule lads.
That was my next pick, so we'll double team the Yule lads.
Team the Yule lads. I gotta tell you, because of the pictures that are popping up, I'm like, I gotta talk about these Yule lads. Yeah. All right, so you can think of the 13 Yule lads as Santa's little helpers back before Santa was a thing. Each Yule lad had a nickname related to his particular brand of mischievousness. Stubby, the short one, steel pans to eat fried bits and stuck to them, sausage swiper hides in the rafters, and steals meats when no one's looking. Sausage swipers, one of the Yule lads. Sheepcoat Claude plays in ravines and harasses sheep. Harasses sheep when not stealing food or bothering livestock. The Yule lads leave gifts or rotten potatoes in children's shoes, depending on how good the kids have been. In other versions, they just fucking kill the kids.
Hold on. There's no governing body on this. It's just, okay, however they're feeling that fucking night, or however they feel they get to the next house, it's like, oh, do we do potatoes or murder?
Yeah, gifts or potatoes in the kids' shoes. Are they fucking dead?
Yeah, seriously. We ran out of potatoes. What do we do? Oh, smash skulls.
Yeah. You got your knife. You got your boot knife on you. Fucking, what is his name? What was it? Sausage swiper.
Sausage swiper and Aris sheep That was a wrecking crew right there, man. 13 Yule lads, right? one Yule lad a day between the 12th and the 24th of December. Yet nowadays they're depicted as tricksters, each with their own unique forms of mischief. Spoon licker, steals wooden spoons to lick off the food residue. Door slammer slams the door of the house all night so nobody can rest. And you can probably guess what sausage swiper gets up to.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby. It's never happened before. It was sausage swiper. Historically, however, the Yule lads were much more vicious, and in the 18th century, telling stories of the Yule lads' behavior was a competitive activity, as each storyteller outdid the last with shocking tales of the gruesome brutality and gratuitous violence. This is how they celebrate Christmas in Iceland.
Yeah.
The tales got so out of hand that in 1746, a public decree banned the, quote, foolish customs of scaring children with the Yuletide lads and ghosts. And ghosts.
Why would they? Oh, man. This is what I want.
Yeah, Yule lads. This is like the X-Men of like the Christmas universe, right? It's like we just got for years we just got Santa Claus, who was basically Superman, and they were hiding this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I mean, dude, the Yule lads, and what a name! What a name!
I mean, lads is just like what?
Yeah, Yule lads. I love it.
So,
all right. I got one here, which is like the visual. It's obviously where like modern Krampus was taken from.
Okay.
It's I don't know if you say Stragile, Straggele.
I don't know, and folks, the pronunciation, I couldn't find pronunciations on a bunch of these, so just bear with us.
Yeah, we'll spell them out. But the Stragile or the Straggle. Oh man, these guys look awesome. These are like the bad guys that fight the Yule lads. These are like the arch enemies. They look like it. They could be of the Yule lads. These shaggy horned beasts get their kicks by stealing from naughty children and occasionally tearing them into pieces, only occasionally. It's said that you can avoid their wrath by leaving out some food so they'll feast on leftovers rather than your offspring.
Wow.
I love other countries.
That's pretty fantastic. That's the thing here, though. It's like I gotta wonder. Once again, I gotta wonder what was going on back in the day here. That the only thing you could threaten your children with was death.
Yeah.
Like, were they getting beat so often? It was like, you don't do this. We're gonna pep out to your coolies. No, nothing. You don't do this. Ripped apart by some wild fucking beast that steals sausages.
But once again, it could be the complete opposite. It could be the kids were so good because they were scared at a young age into just like, yo, you fuck up. Guess what, motherfucker?
Or this could be one of those things where it's like, why do rules exist? Because somebody broke them. So there must have been one kid that was out of control in every one of these countries, and they had to make these monsters up to keep kids like that from happening.
And then the villagers, they took that kid out. They killed him, murdered him, tore him apart.
Yep.
And they pointed, they're like, see what happened?
See? And there's potatoes in his shoes.
Yeah. There's not the gifts, it's the potatoes.
Yeah, you get ripped in half and he fucking puts potatoes in your shoes.
So not only are you dead, you're embarrassed.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because how do you let that happen to your shoes?
I'm surprised they didn't shit in his shoes.
That could code.
Or is that too far?
No, code could be
Kill
potatoes.
him, but tasteful.
Yeah,
Kill him,
potato.
leave some soup ingredients for mom.
A potato. He's dead, but he's got a potato. The mom's like, she's like, we could make stew.
Yeah, exactly.
Stew be good.
I like the continual
abuse of the accent.
It's sure.
Okay.
Okay, so next we've got a creature coming from Bulgaria, Turkey, and Serbia. The Karinkonkalos. I'll go with that.
All right.
Lots of letters, lots of K's. Is generally portrayed as a cross between the devil and a Sasquatch.
Whoa!
In Turkey, he would stand at a street corners on winter nights setting riddles for passers-by. If the traveler gave an answer that included the word black, they were free to go on their way. If not, he would strike them dead with a single blow. What? Bulgaria, what are we doing? Elsewhere.
Locking out. That's what they're doing.
Jesus. Elsewhere, the Karankankalos' favorite trick was to disguise their voice to pretend to be someone's friend or relative and lure their intended victim out into the snow. Sometimes the creature would set them in a trance and leave them to roam free, but in Serbia, the Karankankalos preferred to jump on the victim's back and use them as a personal taxi service. The exhausted person was only released at dawn.
Oh.
And if you invited a Karankankalos into your house, they would feel compelled to imitate their host's behavior. If you set fire to silk or thread, the Karankankalos would be tricked into setting fire to its own fur and would run from the house screaming to find water.
Sounds kind of easy to beat,
But also oddly complicated.
Yeah.
And specific.
Where do they
Yeah, you're trying to look for the root of this tradition. Tradition, quote unquote. Standing at street corners giving riddles.
Yeah, if you use the word black in there,
You're fine.
Yeah.
But if not, dead with one blow.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck is this guy?
I don't know. He's One Punch Man, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, man. So I got one here. This guy's got it's an actual, it sounds just like a name. This is a Hans Trap.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Hans Trap. Hans Trap is basically an ultra scary version of Zwarte Piet and Pierre Foutardeur from
The shit and food of you?
yeah from Alsace, Alsace and France. He started off as a vain, cruel, and thoroughly debauched rich man who practiced black magic and worshipped Satan, just to increase his wealth and power. When the Catholic Church got wind of him, I love that, they brought him before the Pope and excommunicated him. Local townspeople hated and feared him so much that they seized all of his money and lands while he was away and then banished him into the forest. A bad move, they soon realized. Yeah, in a shack made of sticks. In a shack made of sticks.
Rein it in, pal.
Yeah. I'm sorry. All right. Whew, let me get this together here. In a shack made of sticks, he grew demented, became obsessed with cannibalism, stuffed his clothes with straw to appear like a scarecrow, then eventually stalked and stabbed a 10-year-old boy with a pointy stick.
Okay, all this is a very antiquated attempt to explain a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah. Let me just...
In his stick shack?
Yes.
Where he became demented?
And obsessed with cannibalism. All right, so to finish it off, oh man, he carried the boy's body back to his shack for some good eating, but the good Lord struck Trap dead with a lightning bolt before a single morsel touched his lips. Despite his death, some parents in northeastern France still use the child's murderer's name to get kids to finish their Brussels sprouts.
Wow. Wow, France.
Oh my
That's first of all, what is that? Is this only on Christmas? What does this have to do with Christmas?
I don't know if the person making the list just tossed it in there to be like,
Brussels sprouts.
does the body good apparently, man.
Okay, I mean that was all right.
All right.
I mean, hey man, murder.
Yeah. Yeah. Is the name of the game here, apparently.
So I've got a little addendum to the Yule Lad story, with the I'm not going to even try to do the Icelandic pronunciation, but the Christmas cat. The Yule Lads had a pet cat who was perhaps the most terrifying creature of all. The name Christmas cat might conjure up images of a lovely kitten in a Santa hat.
Yeah.
But the Christmas cat, who first appeared in the 19th century, was a huge, ferocious beast with razor-like whiskers, blazing eyes, and terrible claws, who consumed any child who did not receive new clothes on Christmas Day.
So this is like a fashion.
No, listen, hold on. The kid didn't get new clothes.
Yeah.
They don't eat the parent.
They eat the kid.
They eat the kid.
Yeah. So this is like bully's justification of making fun of someone not getting new clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like it. All right. In 1932, the Icelandic poet Johannes Kutlum, sounds good.
No, that was right.
Wrote a book of Christmas poems for children that, much like Clement Clark Moore's A Visit from St. Nicholas in the U.S. or Dickens' A Christmas Carol in the U.K., enshrined Christmas traditions for future generations. His telling of the Yule Lads became the official version, and his playful but macabre poem on the Christmas cat captured the ferocity of the beast and the terror it inspired. And then in 1987, I've never heard this before, but Bjork did her own version of the poem in one of her earliest solo recordings. I hope there's a music video because she is insane, but in the best possible way.
Dude, what would Peter James say?
I'm coming through.
Yeah, so I think that other countries have the best Christmas monsters. We got nothing.
Dude, there's a list here. I'm not even gonna go forward into them. Like, there's just one that's just like a zombie horse.
Oh,
it's a zombie horse.
Shit. Okay.
Well, this is the last one. Then we'll move on. This is Mari, one word, second word, LWYD.
Yeah, that's from Wales, I believe.
Yeah, well, also known as the Christmas zombie horse.
Yeah.
Or more plainly, the gray horse.
Oh yeah.
Welsh. Yeah. Welsh revelers dress up as this creepy ass phantomime by hoisting a horse skull upon a stick and covering its bearer with a white sheet. The wraith-like equine walks the dark streets with a costume.
It's Latin for horse.
Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know fucking Latin. Chill out, college. Let's with the costume owner to bother neighbors for free grub and hooch. Traditionally, the horse knocks on a door and sings a song requesting entry. The homeowner refuses with a counter song, and they go back and forth until the homeowners eventually relent. Though it's not entirely clear why, perhaps it's just to end the creepiness and public embarrassment of being panhandled by a dead singing horse. While softcore types will use a paper horse head instead of an actual skull, others adorn their horse heads with ribbons, glass eyes, and mouths that open and close. All the better for scaring children and adults while wassailing and cider flow.
Yeah, you should see videos of this. It's
I'm
terrifying.
going to check it out.
They come to the house and they have it's the horse's skull and they move the mouth and it's like under a sheet, so it looks like, and it's like talking horse skull is like singing and they're like singing at each other.
Yeah, I love that.
They have a rap battle.
Yeah, as I say, it's like a rap. Yeah, it's like a singing battle.
Yeah,
let's start that. That's what we got to do.
You know what is weird about this one though? How come the kids don't get eaten?
It's true. This one sounds like more fun than the other ones. It's just to get like food and booze.
Yeah, this one's Welsh, so English, so it's like
and James is a Welsh name. I should know this. It's part of my.
Just have another sip of your Miller High Life, all right?
Hey man, these are big cans, 32-ounce cans, man. Can't hate on that.
Well, I think this is the end of our Christmas demons list.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite from this list?
From that list so far, I mean, honestly, towards the end there. I like the zombie horse, but I think it's the Yule Lads.
It is the fucking Yule Lads. There's no other. The correct answer is Yule Lads. Sausage Swiper.
Sausage Swiper is that dude.
Dude, if you're a kid, how are you not blaming shit on spoon liquor?
And if the parents are good parents, then they're just like, shit must have been spoon liquor.
It must have been. And then, the kid goes and does something horrendous and then puts potatoes in his shoes. See, it wasn't me. I don't know.
No, dude, the potatoes in the shoes and just those Yule Lads, man, they're rock stars, those guys.
That's pretty awesome. I've heard of them before, but never had this much fun talking about them.
Yeah. Do we even want to get into the Christmas Carol thing?
Why not?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, all right, so your favorite iteration of...
Well, before back it up a little bit. I mean, we were discussing before this, it just, arises from conversation. What's your favorite iteration of A Christmas Carol? Because how many versions are there? Like 150?
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, you could go...
Movies, retellings, different books to screen,
Yeah, no, it's... there's so many great versions, and... every year I try to find one that I haven't seen one before, or hopefully there's a new version. This year, I think I missed it last year, but I watched that FX version with Guy Pearce.
Yeah, I watched
not
it
bad.
last year.
Not bad. It had some interesting stuff in there.
Some takes I just was kind of like, but I liked the grittiness of it. I really did enjoy that.
I liked the grittiness of it. I liked Andy Serkis in there, who plays. He's always good.
Yeah,
and I like they really made him a bastard.
Yeah, and the thing too cool was like they kind of showed you his side of it, like them pulling him from the dead. That was my favorite part. A lot of it got kind of droney and like kind of.
It's true.
But like I loved that stuff and the stuff from like the afterlife and hell. I thought
Right.
that was really cool.
Yeah, I like what they did with pretty much all that stuff. And whenever I watch a new version, you know, because for me it's all about the ghosts.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
okay, what does Marley look like in this version?
Yeah.
Which you know, I had this year I just saw the version with Albert Finney, and in that version, Alec Guinness, actor who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first, plays Marley,
Oh, really?
and it's awesome.
I gotta check that one out.
Yeah, it's a good one. Because I actually find that the more stuffy and British that it is, the better it kind of turns out.
Well, yeah, no, because that's the thing. Like, even the first time I saw any of it was
Yeah.
Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh, absolutely.
The first thing I was scared of as a kid was Goofy's Jacob Marley. I'm not even joking. I would have nightmares that he was trying to eat my feet and my parents' feet.
Wow.
And I slept on their floor in their bedroom, and I would see him come in the room
Wow.
and be like, "Gosh, I'm going to eat your feet and your parents' feet." And I was just
Wow.
like,
Wow.
by the way, nailed that Goofy impression. But
Wow.
anyway.
we just made a breakthrough here tonight,
Yeah.
folks. That's funny because I remember that part. I never thought he was scary at all because he falls down the stairs and he's
Gorsh,
ridiculous.
Yeah, well, when you see him,
Gorsh.
when you see him on the door knocker,
Okay.
when you
All right.
first, whoa,
Yeah.
and then like him coming up the stair, like eventually I would get
Yeah.
used to it, but terrified me. And then now it's one of my favorite things, of course.
Oh no, I love it, and I think that actually, I mean, Jesus Christ, the emotional when Tiny Tim dies in that one,
Holy
Mickey
shit.
crying. It's
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
Mickey's crying,
Yeah.
I'm crying.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
But actually, in that one, the thing that scared me the most in that one when I was a kid was when they show Pete as the ghost of Christmas Future, and he's like, "Why, it's yours, Ebenezer."
You got a scar flying
The
around.
richest man in the cemetery.
Dude, so that was my first one I ever watched, and I don't even think it was Christmas time. I remember like because my brothers would go to school before me.
Yeah.
I'm like 4 years old, and it's like one of my first memories. I'm playing like Nintendo or TurboGrafx on like a small TV off to the side, and like I had like also a VCR there because like you know I had two brothers, so
TurboGrafx.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Nice. Did you have Splatterhouse?
Oh my god, yeah, I had that.
Awesome.
But I would always play Bonk's Adventure and
Good one.
Keith's Courage and China Warrior. Those were the ones that I'd always be playing. And then my mom would be like, "Okay, now let's put that down. Now it's time for a movie." And I remember she like played it for me and went and took a shower, and I was just like terrified.
Yeah. when did Goofy like come up on the screen? Your mom's not here, pal.
Yeah,
so now
yeah.
we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that's what it sure fucking felt like, bro. But yeah, like that was my first like introduction into just like I guess like movies. It's like my first cinematic memory.
Okay.
And it's terrifying.
Fair enough, man. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's the one that I watched. I watched the most as a kid, and then I think after that was was Bill Murray's Scrooge.
Oh,
I mean,
fucking-
the immortal classic.
Mwah.
Oh, it's. I now have to kill all of you. It's so good. The ghosts, fantastic.
Supporting cast
oh.
in that is fucking amazing. Like,
Yep, Marion Ravenwood.
dude, Bobcat Goldthwait,
Oh my God. You got a guy who plays Bryce, who was also played Clamp in Gremlins 2, and then also did the voice of the Riddler in the Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, it was like, no, the line's not sea urchin. And he's like, I said straighters. And he's like, what did he say, everyone? They're like, streeters. He's like, oh, I thought you said sea urchins. Take 5. It's like, fuck you, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, he was an awesome asshole in that movie.
No, it's good stuff, and then you just have the, you got Bill Murray. I mean, say what you will about the man, he's a comedic genius.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That movie too, his charm in that movie, like it kind of almost shined through than almost any other, because he goes from being, like you were saying earlier, like a fucking killer, like a stone cold business exec, to you see all the levels of insanity and then heart, and then but he plays them all so genuine, which is a lot of times rare for his portrayal. He's always like a smart ass, even about the role.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you have in his personal gym, you have like Cross, a thing they nail people to.
Yeah.
But it's actually interesting, just a little behind the scenes in that. That was a very troubled production. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, directed by Richard Donner, famous for directing the first Superman film. Apparently, Murray was just not awesome to be with on that set, which What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And, but wow, I mean, there's just, that movie's got so many classic elements to it. And, the ghost of Christmas Past, the cab driver, you got to Niagara Falls, Frankie.
Yeah.
you got to
fucking, what was it? What does he say when he's talking to him about the Little House on the... Yeah, it was the Homecoming episode.
You are so pathetic. You are so pathetic. Yeah.
What is that, Buster Poindexter? Is that who that is?
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, Buster Poindexter, right?
Is that his name?
I think that is.
Okay.
He had the song Hot, Hot, Hot.
Mm-hmm. Is that his name?
That's his name, Buster Poindexter.
Okay. I hope we're not wrong.
Oh, you know what? Quote me on it.
Okay. All right.
Sign it up.
And I like the Ghost of Christmas. Oh, well, you got Christmas Past, too, because that's him. And then Christmas
Bitch
Present. Fairy. Yeah. No, what?
He calls her the bitch. We in my house when I was a kid growing up, they called her the bitch fairy.
Oh yeah, the bitch hit me with a toaster.
Yeah,
yeah. No, she's fantastic because she just constantly just slap. If you touch me one more time,
next stop Harlem.
And then you gotta love because I mean this was right around the time that I saw the Nightmare on Elm Street movies for the first time.
Okay.
So the Ghost of Christmas Future having those souls underneath his.
Yeah.
And like Bill Murray's like, then he looks again and he's like, did our people do that? Yeah. We're gonna get some calls. And that was just at the same time. So I was like, oh man, that's great. And then I like that the fact that his future, because it was he's the TV exec, that the skull was on a TV.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I just
when he's like, hey, well, there he is, James. That whole scene. Don't burn me.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
He gets you there. The SS Minnow, James.
Yeah. The SS Minnow.
No, he gets you there. And
harpsichord. Who doesn't know that? You dope. James, you dope. That's what he says.
No, I have a lot of like favorite versions of that. There's the George C. Scott version. There's the famous, and I'm gonna punch myself in the face for not remembering his name now, but the classic one from like the 30s. I cannot remember the guy's name right now, but you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it looks like it was basically like a stage production, like a film stage production. It looks like.
Oh yeah, that's what all early movies were. They were all, when they first started doing the movies, they were basically filming a play.
And that's where they got the iteration with the handkerchief tied around, like the way it looks.
Oh yeah,
that classic look. I know what you're talking about.
To keep the jaw from opening because the tongue swells after death. So
Jim Carrey's version portrays that quite beautifully.
Listen, Jim Carrey is a wingnut, but I really like his version. It's that the animated version with Gary Oldman as Bob Cratchit.
Yeah, that is good, really good.
I really, really like that version. They hit all the high marks. The ghosts look great and they're classic looking.
Yeah.
And
him as Scrooge.
Is, I mean, he kills it.
Yeah.
I think that's another Zemeckis movie. I think that's
yeah, it is. Like we were saying earlier, I saw it in 3D and I was like, whoa. like I didn't expect it to go where it did,
It's got high highs and it's got low lows because then when you have the whole the Christmas Present where you have the big almost like jolly kind of like Santa Claus looking version, and he the clock strikes 12, so this Christmas is over, so he dies and he falls over and he starts to rot.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god. And then his shadow becomes Christmas Future.
Yeah, dude.
And then under his robes are Ignorance and Want, the two children that are representative of ignorance and want. And I'd never actually seen that in that up until then in a version, and I was like, wow, that's really great. And like it's a great one. And then just having like the deaths, like the Black Mariah chasing them through the streets and stuff. I really love that version. They did a great job with that one.
Yeah, when they struck him down, I never saw that in any of the different versions.
Right.
Like him being like, well, and like the way they did it, the luging and like everything, it's
Fezziwig's Party.
Oh, dude, Fezziwig's Party with Rob Hoskins.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins.
Dude, R.I.P. man, that was great.
Yep.
Oh man.
No.
Brings us to one of my last, but the music in it.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol, bro.
See, I have a love-hate relationship with the Muppets Christmas, but my wife Christina loves that movie.
That's my girl.
It's her favorite version. I'll sit through it, even though Muppets just look like socks on a hand to me.
Yeah, well, they are.
I don't know why I hate them, but I do.
Yeah, hey, I get it.
Yeah, I am evil.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Rizzo is so fucking funny in that movie. His one-liners. He's always hitting Gonzo with these quick ones that are fucking great. and Gonzo calling himself Charles Dickens the whole time, and like doing like the no, I'm him. Like it's really funny if you look at it at that aspect.
And of course, we have my cocaine.
Yeah, my cocaine. Yeah, is that those two children? No, not 1 cent more.
Yeah.
not one penny more.
Yeah, he's on the bad Scrooge. 1 being and 10 being holy shit. He's at like a 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it's a kids movie.
Yeah, and he's so strikingly dry and Michael Caine in it that it
His name is
Michael Caine.
Cocaine.
He's so just like dry, and he does put a damper on the mood of the film. I'll be quite honest, like with the point where he's like, tell me, Spirit, what's to happen of the boy? Like all that kind of stuff, and you're like,
That sounded like Tom Hardy doing an impression of Michael Caine.
no, Tom Hardy doing an impression of Michael Caine, be like, I'm Michael Caine. Tell me about the boy.
No, I didn't say Bane. I said Tom Hardy, the actual actor.
Bane isn't Tom Hardy?
No.
Not the actual actor?
No.
That's not him? Oh, my bad.
No, he did not blow up a football stadium.
I thought he did. And then he was like, drop a beat.
You suck, Bane. Shut down.
Kill them all.
Yeah, kill them all. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'll give it to you, man, because you know what? It's that time of year.
Just want to hear that Marley and Marley. Whoa, that's my shit, dude.
Hey, man, I get it. This is the time of year where people want to have that fuzzy, warm feeling, and if that's what gives it to you, more power to you.
Yeah.
I will probably go and watch Disney Christmas Carol tomorrow with my kids.
Fuck yeah, I'm probably going to watch it when you leave. Until my wife gets home. Just
She'll come home crying. She's like, what's wrong?
And I'm
I'm
just
like,
like,
Mickey, little Mickey died.
or I'm scared the death because of Goofy. I see Goofy come in my fucking...
Goofy's coming in the door and fucking sausage swipers coming through the fucking...
Spoon Liquor was here.
There's potatoes in our shoes.
No, it'd be crazy if everything's fine, right? She comes home and she goes to switch into her slippers, and
Right.
she's
What
like, "What? Why are potatoes in my slippers?" And I'm
And then,
just like,
and then you just look at the camera.
"Yeah." Dun 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 dun.
Or you know that you're gonna have a good time, so you give the Chris Pratt of the from The Office, or Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, Park and
whatever
Recs.
it is.
Yeah.
It'll happen,
Oh
folks.
man. Then it just becomes like that end scene of the Labyrinth where they all come out in their bedroom.
Yeah.
And they all just come out here.
Ridiculous. If David Bowie shows up, I'm good.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
That note, that's...
Perfect. Perfect. Bowie knows what's up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's been a wacky year. I think we all know that, just because the clock, strikes, 12 on January 1st doesn't mean everything's going to go away. But I hope this is the end of a very challenging year for everybody. And I hope that this is the end of, hopefully the hardest parts are behind us, because I know everyone's due for a good fucking break,
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. It was cool. It was cool to start this year in such a bad year.
Oh, I don't think we would have done it without it,
Yeah,
right?
really, probably not. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. And but fuck, we found something that we love doing, and to share this kind of stuff with you guys, it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Jay too. And we love it. We have fun, and we hope the next year we can continue to bring you better stuff and more stories, and laugh with us and get scared with us.
Or get scared of us.
That's the best possible outcome, really.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I think just in a very serious way, what we're trying to say is, this Christmas, just try to make it a good one, and try to make merry the best that you can. It's corny, but, try to, even whether you celebrate or not, whatever you think it is, just, this time of year, really try to be the best you can be, right?
Yeah. Share a little love,
Yeah.
pass it on, Put a little love in your heart.
Exactly.
And the web. Yeah. And, put out fucking cookies, do some decorating, I don't know, wrap a present, give it to someone, like.
Oh, and for Christ's sake, if this applies, call your mom.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
Patch that up.
Yeah.
Or call your dad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The family member that you should have called, just fucking call them.
Just call them. You can patch it up with a phone call or a beer.
Look, yeah, Home Alone. Think about it. Old Man Marley
Right.
called his son because Kevin McAllister talk to him.
Do you think he called his son because he ended up smacking a guy in the face with a shovel?
And he's like, I think I had a heart attack after
He's
doing
like,
it.
I gotta call my son.
Yeah,
like, do you
probably.
think right as he hit Joe Pesci in the face with the shovel, bang, his
yeah.
heart, it was almost like the Grinch, his fucking heart
Yeah.
grew like 4 times larger.
yeah. He was just like, they're like, who's your emergency contact? He's like, my son.
Right. And he was just walking around like, oh, the salt turns the bodies into mummies. And Kevin's like, mummies.
yeah. Mommies. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But wrapping it up. No closing statement. That was it.
That's our closing statement.
That was our closing statement.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry fucking Christmas.
Whatever that means to you. It doesn't, it's going to mean some things to some people and not those things to other people, but just knock it off.
Yeah.
Just have.
Do your tradition and smile, you know?
Exactly.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Do it. Have a great Christmas. So that being said, for Other Dangerous Podcast, I'm Ken James.
I'm Jason McKittrick.
And as always, have a merry, spooky evening. Thank you for listening to Other Dangers Podcasts. Have you had a run-in with the Other Dangers? You can reach us at otherdangerouspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to have a short discussion about the Other Dangers, you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Other Dangerous Podcast. We are now streaming on iTunes Podcasts, Amazon, Google, and many other streaming services. We are also available on YouTube. And please, after listening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you the Other Dangers.